What is going on, you guys? This is Chris back with Grind Hard Fitness. We decided to do a slightly different type of video today, simply because we have been celebrating the 2-year anniversary of Grind Hard Fitness over the weekend, and we just want to say thank you to you guys, and may we continue to grow together.
Yeah, it's been a really amazing journey for our 2-year anniversary, and also like the 2 years as a whole. Like, we learned a lot. We've been able to grow a lot, and without you guys, that neither of those things would be possible.
So today we're gonna sit back and we're in the comfort of our own home just to be a little bit more intimate with you guys and show you kind of like a behind the scenes thought process of where we started, the things that we've had to go through, and where we plan to be. So I want to say that in 2022, we made that leap of faith, and I actually surprised Anaí and saying I was going to move on from the previous job I had and take that leap into starting this project with which is Grind Hard Fitness Gym. Because before we were just a brand, and yes, we were personal training, but I think it was more of a just a brand. This was that leap into deciding to open a gym of our own and taking it in our own hands and grow it the way we want to do it. And yeah, I basically moved on from where I was and started working construction while Anaí kind of stayed home, and you started searching for locations and kind of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, I started kind of gearing into like, what does the business plan look like for us? Those are the things that I would basically sit with myself at home and be like, okay, if this is actually gonna happen, what do we need to do to make it happen?
Yeah, so we had like no, honestly, like no idea what we were getting into. We just had that mindset of we're gonna make it happen. So we found a location. Honestly, I believe it was the first and only spot we've walked, right?
Yeah, it's because the intention behind the fact that we went to go look at this location was because I had called the realtor asking like for a price point, because my intention was to get a price point and kind of save up money for a location, because we were in no position to start like, leasing a place, especially financially at the time. So that was the intention, was to go look at a place and to get like numbers basically. And the guy was like, well, I have this place, like, it's small, and I think it sounds like it's what you're looking for if you would like to walk it. And I told Chris about it. He was like, fuck it, why not, let's go walk it.
Yeah, so basically I got off of work, we met up at this place, and we were actually at the wrong place. We were across the street. But anyways, we walked into the spot where the realtor was, and it was, I can't even describe, like, honestly, the feeling once we actually walked in, because when I say it felt like the vibe and it felt perfect, I think like we already visioned everything the moment that we walked in. If I don't know if you felt that way.
Um, I think I didn't, just because I didn't go there with the intention of getting it. Does that make sense? But I did start feeling that way whenever I started talking more to the realtor one on one, and um, I told him my intentions to begin with, and he was like, just come and look at it. And then actually being there, I was talking to him. I was like, I don't see us being able to afford it, and I told him I don't even think we have like the credit for it. And he like nos animó to be actually just, he was like, just apply. He was like, you never know what's gonna happen, just do it, see what'll, because he asked me too what was the intention behind what are you gonna do with the space basically. And I told him, and we told him our backstory, like how we both lost weight, and stuff, and how we were basically into basically helping others and whatnot. He was like, just do it, you never know what's gonna happen, and for all you know, you'll get it. And then we did get it.
And even then, if you
But
remember,
I was in love with the back door.
if you
Like, when I
remember,
first saw it and I saw the garage door come up, I was in love with it.
if you remember, even when he was talking numbers with us, we were like, "Whoa, we're gonna wait 3 months and save up." And he's like, "Dude, just do it."
Yeah.
He's like, "What's the worst that could happen? They're gonna say no."
Yeah.
So I guess that was that. And then we somehow got approved. We asked our families for the money to get in the door. We made that happen. Then we had the unfortunate accident of losing our apartment, not because of anything that we did, but it happened to freeze over and then our upstairs neighbors pipes busted, flooded our apartment completely, and here we are moving out Christmas weekend, Christmas Day, and that whole thing happened. But I think in the moment it sucks, but things happen for a reason. Maybe we couldn't afford both living in an apartment plus having this gym now. So again, it sucks, but you kind of got to go through things. And well, I guess when we moved back with my grandparents just to get on our feet again, and our intention was only to stay for a year. And I think as we progressed in the gym, we were kind of figuring out, the little bumps in the road when you start a business.
I think we stayed 11 months.
I think we stayed a little bit over a year.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. But anyways, we went through all these phases just to even get it off the ground. And the fact that we had like very little equipment, almost no equipment, and you guys actually showed up for like the soft opening and the grand opening, that means a lot.
A lot of people actually did show up for the soft opening. Yeah. We were surprised because during that whole time period, we were like, do you think anyone's even gonna show up? Like,
it felt like we were gonna open the doors and it's like, well, what happens now?
No, and all these things were happening, right? And also, I guess you could say like God puts it all together very nicely. Because that's all it is. Because our intention was also to open with bare walls.
Yeah, no murals, no nothing. Just literally how we got the place, set some things in there, and open.
Because that's what we had. We didn't have any money for even paint at that time. We had the money to get the lease, and open the doors and get the permits. That's it.
But I want to backtrack a little bit because I don't know how, again, we were going to open, but for whatever reason, we decided to start dropping money on equipment before even deciding on walking any locations. We had already been purchasing equipment here and there and just hanging on to it. Why? I have no idea, but we just knew it was going to happen. I guess deep down, we believed in it.
But we got the initial one from over there in like Prosper or something.
Yeah, no, we got remember in that same October, between going back to construction, we bought the deadlift platform, the tricep extension from the pit.
And we did, and we held on to it. And
then after that, we just kind of started finding things here and there and just saving it, holding on to it,
and put it in our family's garage.
Yeah. Again, we had no idea what was gonna happen with this equipment. But really quick, we do want to give a big shout out to Trey because he did bless us with the murals.
Going back to my story. We were gonna open with nothing, and Chris was at his job. At AC, and I was like basically working on cleaning up the place and whatnot during the day, and in walks Trey, and this is like one of those moments where like someone walks in and you haven't seen them in such a long time. You're like, what the heck? And he's like, hey, and we're not even open at this time. Like this is like
we're still under construction.
We're still under construction. We're like 2 weeks from like the soft opening, I think. And he's like, hey, I've been seeing you guys on your grind. And he was like, where's Chris? And then I think you were like literally rolling up. And then he was like, I'm gonna bless you guys. I'm gonna put the murals up for you. He was like, because first he asked us, what are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, it was.
And then we told him like, well, we ain't got
no money, bro.
We're like straight up, we ain't got no money. And he was like, you can't give the people this, like. You gotta come out with something. And we were like, but we can't. Like, we can't afford it. There's literally nothing in the bank. And he was like, that's when he told us that he was gonna bless us with the murals.
Yeah, so he gave us 3 murals. And even then, we decided to go black and whites because we also didn't want to, like, overstep that gift.
And be like, oh, we need the color and whatnot.
Yeah, so we appreciate Trey, Bone, thank you guys for giving us that, believing in us and knowing that we were going to make it happen. That really means a lot, especially because Trey's been there since like the brand literally started.
Yeah.
he was there day one when we decided to even like create Grand Heart Fitness, the brand. Like he created, I want to say 99% of our logos and designs and stuff like that. And then also to Lewis, remember he also gave us a hand with the equipment that he had in his garage at home. This when I tell you this guy Lewis, like he called me. He's like, I have this equipment. Again, I had no money, and he was straight up with me. He's like, just take it, bro. Like I need this garage cleaned out, and we'll worry about that at a later time. He's like, you can use it more than I can right now. And honestly, like I didn't know when I was gonna pay this man back, but he believed in it enough to let us take it. And then further down the line, we took care of him.
And that was the equipment we had at the soft opening.
Yep. So
and that literally happened within the week of us getting it ready and the soft opening. Because literally our intention was to open with that bench and the treadmill. And no paint on the walls. Yeah. And then those two people kind of lined up for us. Like God lined them up for us. And yeah.
But yeah, that happened. And then I guess, we continue to grind and figure things out along the way. Karim, thank you for always believing in us from the get-go. He put in the hours to even like touch up the paint that we did have, even though it was plain white. He got our office together, made sure our restroom was ready for the soft opening. Like when I tell you he was going to work and then going to the gym and staying up all night to make sure that everything is taken care of, we really appreciate that. And then what else happened along the way?
We were able to pay Lewis back.
Okay, we paid Lewis back.
That was like our first...
That was like our first mission.
It was to pay Lewis back.
Literally the first mission was to pay this equipment off. And then... the maintenance guy. When he came in, he was like, you guys, you're a gym, huh? And then he's like, we happen to have a building with gym equipment that closed down. If anything catches your attention, maybe we can figure something out. Once we get to this place, he convinces the landlord somehow to sell us everything, and now it's a negotiation part. And he goes, just throw a number. It doesn't matter what number it is. You know more than I do. And then you were like, I'll give you $2,000 for the whole gym. And he was like, okay, take it. We literally took an entire gym and more for $2,000.
Because they had more things than just the gym. It wasn't just a gym. It was a gym and then like a storage facility as well. So we got a lot of things from their gym stuff. Like we got the squat racks, the platforms there, the T-bar rope.
Treadmills.
And treadmills, the old treadmills, the ellipticals. So we got a lot of that equipment there, and then on top of that we got like tables, chairs. The table that's in the restroom, that's where we got that. And then they had the storefront, so the like bins that are in the front for like
baskets.
The baskets that are at the gym, we got that there. And then also we got the fans there too. And our trash cans are also from there.
The flooring that we have.
The flooring that we have is also from there.
So that was like a big like come up. Honestly,
it changed the look.
When I tell you, we had no idea how we were gonna make this happen, and then little things started coming in our lives. We're like, this was like meant to be. So I guess before we move forward, I want to say if you have any type of intention of starting anything, and you're afraid, like trust me, we were scared
the whole time. Like
we had no idea what was gonna happen, but you just gotta go for it. Just dive in and make it happen. Like, just don't have any doubt in yourself, as scary as it may seem, and things will always line up for you when you have every good intention to make it happen. But I guess the next big thing after this like first year, I think like I want to say like halfway through the year when we started seeing momentum, I really believed that we had something special on our hands. Like we had so many members coming in. We were able to like upgrade equipment here and there.
And you left your job.
Oh yeah, I left my job.
And we weren't. The intention was for Chris to stay at his job for a year so that we could get financially right And one day I was at the gym sitting by myself.
I think you made it to like March,
Yeah, no, actually it was February.
February.
And I was there and I was like, he needs to be here. Because I was getting a lot of people coming in, like, I guess you could say like walk-ins. That despite the fact that we didn't have anything, they wanted to see Chris in the gym. They're like, I wanted to come check it out. I wanted to go say hi to you. I want, stuff like that. And I was like, and I sat there with myself and I was like, he needs to be here in order for this to grow. Because it doesn't make sense if someone comes and like they want to, see Chris and they only see me. It didn't make sense at the time. So I told him it was time to quit his job. We weren't financially ready for that either. But I mean, at least we were living with his grandparents at this point. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's when I spoke to Anthony Lolly, and I was like, bro, like I don't know what I'm doing. Like this is scary. I was starting to get like cold feet, and he's like, the best tip I can give you is continue posting, as much as it may feel like nobody's looking. Trust me, we're watching. And I guess that gave me like that momentum. Was like, okay, like I guess.
And also, we had just gotten two trainers, so we didn't know what we were doing. Yeah. Like,
we didn't know what the business structure was gonna be with that either. So we had to figure that out.
And because we had an idea, the execution, I guess, wasn't there yet, in the sense of like how to be a boss, or also how to, I guess, basically execute it. Because that was something else Anthony Lolly told us. He was like, if they're happy, be happy. Yeah. I remember him telling us that.
And I guess like another thing was like I wanted to bodybuild still, and I was like, dude, I can't even afford to do this and like run a business. And she was like, you have to do it, like literally.
Yeah, because at this point you left your job and you were going through this weird phase where you were like, should I just be a power lifter? And you were like, I think I could take on powerlifting clients. And I was like, no, you need a bodybuilder.
Yeah, and then this is when I hit a brick wall with my previous coach with a check-in that kind of went bad. And I'm not saying bad within like I wasn't doing my job. It was more of...
Were we paying for coaching the whole time?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
So, a check-in that went bad with the feedback I got, I was like, well, when along the lines of the last few months that these check-ins have progressively been getting worse, were you going to tell me we need to change something? Like, I felt like I wasn't getting the attention I needed as an athlete anyways. So I moved on to Josh, and this is when like I feel like was a game changer, because like I'm talking about I had a whole new routine, new set of rules to actually follow. I actually felt like an athlete, like these people actually follow online, you know what I mean? And I think as I started cutting and prepping, the deeper I got, the more momentum I got, the confidence I found in myself, the better I was able to be with the business. So I guess you could say I mentally tapped in with myself, and that let me level up as a trainer and also as a business owner. So I guess that's the biggest thing I took away from my first year of business.
Yeah.
And then 2024, leading
I wasn't
into...
done yet.
Oh, okay, 2023, we're going back, rewind.
I wasn't done yet. June and July hit us. You forgot about that.
What? Oh, damn, they stole our car, bro. What else happened in June and July?
That's when sentías que no la podías librar.
Yeah.
That's when she didn't want to share that.
Well, it's because like so many things have happened, I don't even remember. There were a lot of things, like they stole our car.
June and July were the 2 months of our first year of business that we truly thought. Because at that point when he was saying like he was getting his confidence and everything, that was like May. Like it was starting to pop up. And then June and July came and we literally felt like we were suffocating. Like, because they stole the car. And what else happened?
I think we were losing a few clients.
We were starting to get churn. It was our first churn. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They stole the car. It was our first churn. And also at that time, or was it?
We also had a big expense actually having to travel because when we had our multiple people actually competing at summer shredding.
Oh yeah, that too.
So
So at that time we had a lot going on, and we didn't know what was gonna. That's the first time we kind of had, I guess,
big
big.
expenses plus our first set of clients of like, I guess you could say the new wears off when it comes to like training. We understand that you can't have a trainer forever. You know that's the goal. Like we want to teach you. We want to make sure you walk away with more knowledge than when you walked in. But again, it was one of those things where these people were finishing up, wrapping up, and ready to move on as members. But again, financially as a trainer, that's still a hit. Your business, you still have business for your gym, but as a trainer, you do take a hit, and I think that's what we were feeling.
Yeah.
Multiple people at a time.
Yeah.
Plus, summer vacation for a lot of families, that is a lot of expense being home with the kids, so we completely understand. But it was our first time on our own, so we had to learn the hard way.
Yeah. And yeah, and then I can't remember if it was October or what month it was. There are two big moments for me in like the last 3 years, 2 years, that because I didn't do very well with balance in 2023 in the sense of like the business is okay or like the business is doing well, it's time to relax. Like I didn't do well with that. Or even if the business wasn't doing well, I didn't do well like with balance in the sense of like even though the business isn't doing well right now, these are the things that are going well right now. I put a lot of pressure on myself in the sense of like, well, we need to fix it now, which is part of the reason why I think I lost myself so much in 2023, because I started to feel if the gym itself wasn't like doing well or basically being lifted up or whatever, I started to what is it called? Connect it to my self-worth, and that's not good. And two meetings that really reflect that, I guess. The first one was when it was just me, Chris, Karim, and Lolly. And I remember in that meeting, I told them that I felt like I was suffocating, like I was like drowning. And then they were like, well, what can we do? And then I think that's when I started to actually start like my like little routine again of training. And because Lottie decided to start opening the gym on Saturdays.
I think the problem was the business was running us. We weren't running the business.
Yeah.
And I think we were so caught up in like actually being like in charge and like doing everything on our own that it was hard to delegate.
Yeah.
I think that's what was going on.
Yeah.
But I think that was a turning point once we actually
started
delegating and actually like speaking up about how we feel.
Yeah.
Things started going a little bit smoother.
Yeah, because now it's October and October's popping off. Like Chris's show is coming up. People are coming in. Like we were so surprised. Because another reason why we were like kind of shitting bricks June and July was because we were like, if this is how slow our summer is, imagine our fall.
Yeah, because we were so used to wintertime holiday season being really slow. But I feel like the closer my show got, the more people started walking in our doors.
And October, November, and December actually turned out to be our busiest time of the year that year for 2023.
Yeah. So again, you got to know year one, you're gonna learn first of all your area. You're gonna everybody's peak is gonna be different, so you kind of have to take your time, really take notes, actually look at the numbers. What is your busiest season? What is your slower season? And then once you go into year two, you can like better prepare yourself for it and just be ready for whatever you have to do to make those shifts to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's what gave us that momentum going into 2024. We were already aware what was our busier time, what was our slower time, what do we need to do. I think it was a lot better for sure, because I don't think there were so few moments where we were like panicking. I don't think we really had too many things right going on in 2024 when it came to that.
No, because at this point we were a lot better
Delegating.
at delegating and running the business, and we got really good at balancing everything between the two of us, and then also with everyone else. Because at this point, it's no longer just the two of us. I think there's like six of us.
At the time, I think there were like six
beginning
of us.
2024, I think there were like six of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, our team, I want to say the foundation of our team has pretty much stayed the same, which I'm really, really happy for.
Mm-hmm.
I think that says a lot. There have been very few trainers have come and gone. And, again, there's no like bad blood or anything. Maybe it just wasn't the same. We didn't have the same visions. And that's pretty much the only thing that caused that. And that was pretty much it. But, I'm very thankful for everyone that has taken part of Grand Heart Fitness, because without those moments in the business, we wouldn't be where we are, because every step is knowledge, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any regrets. There's only like lessons learned is the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, and I'm thankful for all the trainers we've had, because through, like I said, that meeting and then the second one we had in 2024 with everybody, where I literally cried in front of them. Like, that was one of the bigger shifts, because then we started getting everybody on a team chat, and then everyone started doing the schedule and everything, and that's where we are today.
Yeah, I think I want to say 2024, the one thing, now that we're on that was a headache, was our team was growing so fast, we had no structure.
Yeah.
And we felt like everyone was there, but not together.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was doing their own thing, and it wasn't just one unit. And this is when we called that meeting, and I think that's when you broke down. Once we laid down, I guess, a new foundation of rules and like how things need to start to be, is when things started turning around a little bit more.
It did, and that's where we are today now. Thanks to that meeting, the foundation that came out of it, and also, I guess, where we're headed to. Because thanks to that meeting, we have everyone together, more uniformed, more actually working together, rather than just, I came to train my person, bye.
Yeah, it's more vocal. If we have a more of like, these are the hours I'm gonna be here, these are the hours I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah.
So we know when people are coming, when people are going. They know when we're coming, where we're going. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the best moments I can think of in 2024, guaranteed for sure two, is the 2 moments we've stepped away from the gym for the first time, and we weren't so stressed out about what is going on back at home, because everybody was in this group chat. Hey, I got this client, or hey, I'm not available. Who's available to take Chris's client or Anai's client?
Yeah.
Like, it felt so good to read these messages of our team actually taking action and make sure that everything was running the way it needed to be.
It also felt good when everything happened with my grandpa, that I was able to mentally shut off, because I tell people all the time that I try to, like, I was at home, 2022, trying to, think of a business plan and plan everything together. I try to think of myself in like 2-3 years kind of thing, or like if something happens situation, stuff like that. Are the people there, or how would this gym run, kind of thing. And thankfully, again, thanks to those 2 meetings and the growth and seeing that, like, we needed more uniformity, whenever my grandpa passed away, we were ready. Like,
we literally left at the drop of a dime. Like, we left.
I literally, in the same minute I was at the gym, we were at the gym, called me that my grandpa wasn't doing well. We left in those same 10 minutes.
Bought our tickets.
Got our tickets, packed.
And left the next morning.
And that next morning, everyone had already said, okay, I'm taking this person, that person. They were like, I'm going to open, I'm going to close. And then they had put it on the schedule and everything. And I mentally shut off.
So our clients had no idea even what was going on, because that's how efficient the team got together.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big thing. And then another really big thing, in my opinion, because since the beginning, the words that Anai always said, if we can live off of this, our trainers should be able to live off of this, is when Karim finally took that leap of faith and took it upon himself to actually believe in himself and just go for it full force and leaving his company and actually starting to be a trainer full time. And I always tell him that, or told him that we're not gonna let him fail. If there's something where he's falling off, we're gonna call him out on it. And the same way we would call somebody out on it, we expect somebody to call us out on it because we're all human. We don't want anybody to get comfortable because the moment that happens is when things start to fall apart, or you don't notice they're falling apart until it's already too far gone. So that, I think honestly that's one of the biggest things that we took away
Yeah.
for 2024.
Yeah. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, I think like 50% of them strictly live off of the training from that they do at the gym.
Yeah. So
So that's a big win. I can't wait for the day that they all do, you know?
yeah, and like we have our independent trainers, and we know that they have their side hustles or other jobs. And honestly, like I'm impressed of how much all of them have stepped up lately. Like it's so crazy because like before we were like, man, it's just like they rent their place with us and they go home. Like that's it. But they act like I'm very surprised of how much they've actually slowly opened up because they're so young and actually showed the appreciation for where they are training.
Yeah.
And then I felt that when we had our Christmas dinner, like it's crazy how much you could feel the energy from everybody just having a good time.
Yeah, that's true.
And then also when we did our axe throwing, like everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
Like at what both moments had like a few different trainers between them, but either way, like just the community we were able to build, you can feel it.
Yeah.
And then
That's 2024 still? Yeah.
yeah,
That's 2024.
and all the events that,
2024 is when I competed.
and then also the events have progressively gotten better and
They
like,
have. That's something I'm very proud of.
and this is without doing really big pop-ups. This is like our own in-house events, like
Yeah.
how much better they've gotten and how much closer people got, the relationships people have been able to build just
Yeah.
off of members and clients that come together.
Yeah, our events have greatly solidified. I think our most popped off event is our Cinco de Mayo, which is coming up.
Cinco de Mayo, our last Halloween
Yeah,
event,
our last Halloween.
our Christmas one, bro, our first
Yeah.
Christmas one,
That one was really good.
that was fun.
Yeah.
And again, like we try to do things from the bottom of our hearts, whether no matter how big or how small, like just know that we're doing it the best we can.
Yeah.
Because I think we live okay, bare minimum and comfortable, which is we're okay with that, so that the business and the people that we try to provide service to can feel the love that we pour back into it.
Yeah. Because literally someone told me that yesterday at the anniversary that we do a lot for the community, and I told them that I don't feel like we do enough because I do envision doing more than what we are doing now. Like, that's the goal, like to do more for our community. Because at the end of the day, when I come home, the best part of being a trainer and owning the gym is seeing the people in it be happy.
Yeah, and other things that happened were our competitions, and we want to say thank you to everybody who took the time to message us, go see us, sponsor. Thank you to Carlos. Thank you to Exhibit Barbershop. You guys, we appreciate those sponsorships you guys gave us. The jerseys, the long sleeves, everything that they brought together for us. We really appreciate it. And also you guys even helped us pitch in for tannings and like our photos, those go a very, very long way. And not just like for business, but like for us personally, that's like a very personal thing to us because it is like our chosen sport and we're very passionate about it. They're very important.
Yeah.
And then you had clients even show up and like help you get ready.
Yeah, I did. Those clients have kind of become more friends at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and actually fun fact about me competing in 2024, me and Chris always said that we wouldn't compete together.
We would never prep together.
We would never prep together. But at the end of 2023, when I saw Chris on stage, literally when we left the building, like we weren't even out the parking lot yet. I told him I have to compete next year because you're never gonna stop competing. So we might as well do it together. We weren't even out the parking lot yet, and I told him that.
And we ended up competing 1 week apart.
Yeah.
Business calls, guys. But yeah, you know, we just want to wrap this up by saying thank you for the last 2 years, and we really appreciate everything that you guys bring to us. Everybody that walks through the door, like everything that you guys do for us. You know, we do watch, we do listen, and you know, if there's anything that we can do for you guys, you can always feel free to come in the office. Sometimes you guys may see us moping around. We're just tired, you know,
Yeah.
with long days. But rest assured that we do everything for you guys. And if you guys ever need anything, you can always come to us.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very thankful and I'm excited for what the future holds. And for everyone that has been a part of it and everyone that will be a part of it.
Yeah. And just like a quick thing about 2025 so far, even though
yeah.
we're at first quarter in.
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys and everybody that supports. One of the first things we've been able to do, we sponsored our local high school, Poteet, their athletic program. We've also been able to start Grind for the Dream scholarship. And this is only the first year that we're going to be doing this, but we hope to continue growing. And that's all because of you guys. So we truly appreciate it. And for sure, stay tuned for more videos to come. And remember to always visit Grind Hard Fitness, grind hard, and stay humble.